Oh, I just see it. Thought my mic is muted. Okay, so let's go back. So I'm here. I'm here doing a live stream about our plugin EON-Arp. I'm updating it and hopefully making it better with an update that's going to be free and come out very soon. Yeah, there we go. As I usually say, I'm broadcasting this on a few different networks: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn even. So if you have any questions or any comments, just leave them in the chat and I will try to bring them on screen. Yeah, so as I said before, this is my second stream today. I will occasionally do multiple streams as long as I have something to do that I can share. And this is a fun process to be sharing with you, so I'm hoping it's enjoyable. Okay, so here's where I am right now. So I'm working on EON-Arp, our plugin, trying to make it better. So what I'm doing currently is I'm working on this page, which is a new feature, which is the MIDI mapping page. Last thing I did was I just made this functional, right, this part. That worked, at least last I checked, but there's a few things that are missing for this to be fully functional in the plugin. The first thing would be I need to make these buttons work. There's clear, learn, and clear all. Those currently do nothing, as you can see. So I need to connect them. I wonder, do I have something here that shows what happens if it's none? Okay, good. So this needs to show none if it's not available. You can already see we need to slightly, I guess, change the font size here because none is kind of going out of bounds. I need to talk to Or about that and decide what to do. But this is the idea. So this can show D. If I can even type. Oh, something just happened with my keyboard. Right, I should be able to type here. What's stealing my key? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I can just type E1 or whatever. Good. So let's connect these buttons. This should be hopefully not so complicated. Okay, so I'm passing here a clear function and a learn function. Okay, I think I don't need to pass a clear function because this assignment itself should have already the clear function. So I can just remove this from the interface. So let's remove clear function. Instead, the function itself would be something like capturing this. Maybe I'll just hold on to assignment here. Assignment, and this would be assignment assigned to use. And then I will just store it. Assignment will take assigned to use. While I'm here, let's clear a few other names here that I got incorrectly. So let's call this something like a label. Makes more sense. And then I won't initialize those here. I will just initialize them here in the header. So note is assignment get parameter, and the clear button will create a lambda that says assignment clear. Okay, this is better. See, people are watching on the different networks. Hello to everyone who just watched, who just entered. I'm here updating our plugin EON-Arp. Currently working on the MIDI mapping window, so I can just remove this from the initialization. Find a good angle with this mic. This desk is kind of strange. Okay. Okay, so this should work with clear. That's good. So clear works. Let's commit this because this is kind of good. EON-Arp connected clear mapping button. That was easy. The learn thing is that one is more complicated. So let's have a look. So for this, for learn, I'm going to need to go here this part, and now instead of this empty function, I'm going to need to create the learn function. So that would be something like map.learn start. Is that what it's called? That's interesting. But I never had yeah, because I basically need to learn note. Okay, learning store. Oh, I think I know what happens here. This should be calling me. Okay, so there should be not here. This is fine. There should. I think I've already made something in the interface to handle this. At least I think I did. Oh, start. Okay, that's what it is. So I need to call. So what I need is. So it's gonna be something like do learn func equals. So I also need the pattern index to let me. I need to capture it to let me know which one it is, and the function is something like map. How's this thing called? Map learn listener, right? So it's something like map learn listener start with so two things here. So I need to create an actual like a response function here that would respond to this being learned correctly. So this is going to be something like on learn equals this pattern. You can probably do this separately, right? And what this would do is this would go to map assignments. Yeah, is that what I need? Yeah. So I just need to do something like assignments. Oh, I can just capture assign in this case, right? Can I just capture this? I think so. I think I should be able to capture this. It would be something like a equals assign, right? Because I need the address of this thing. A equals assign, and then I can go to a num equals map.learn.getLearnNote. Something like that, right? This should give me that would mean that I've finished basically. Do you also need to call stop to let it stop learn when I do this? Or is this just going to stop by itself? I think it's going to stop by itself. I'm hoping at least. Okay, so this is the onLearn function. And then Honestly, I don't even need to capture this. I can just do something like m equals map. Right? No? Does that not work? Never mind, I'll just capture this. Okay. And then I can just pass this on learn. Yeah, so learn. Okay, so the idea is that there's two functions here. This is the function that happens when you click. It means we start learning, and then when we start, we pass it what to do when it finishes learning, which is calling the setting the assignment of the note. So let's see if we get this to work as it should. This should be the MIDI learn, right? So that you can use your MIDI keyboard to learn a new key, basically. Okay, this goes up and bring up the map and learn. Ooh, first of all, this is not good because this should show actually. Oh, I just remembered. Yeah, this isn't great because this doesn't show me that it is learning, but it does work. Yeah, I'm just hitting notes and it does learn them. Yeah, but there should be more to this. So I think I already have a learn parameter. Oh, here it is, learn parameter. Okay, so this is what I should be assigning really. So let's improve this. So instead of taking a function here, I'm gonna ask for a parameters connector. Learn param. Okay. And instead, let's I don't need this anymore. Yeah, because I think what I've done, the way I've done it for other plugins, is that it should also the button should also show if it's learning. Like I need to have some visual indication of that. Okay, so this is a learn button. Okay, this needs to be a. Oh, okay, so I think we need to change this a little bit. Okay, but this should be just a parameters connector. On over. Okay, so it does have images for learn and stuff like that. That's good. And this should automatically kind of pass its state here. Okay. Ah, here we go. Good. So now when it's learning, it shows me that it's being learned. Let me talk to Or about the hover here, but okay, and it is learning now, right? Let's That's good. Good. The other thing I need to figure out is I want to make sure there's no duplications in here. I think this would now allow duplication. Yeah, you see? There's duplication here. I don't want to allow that. So I need to make sure that my onLearn function is slightly more sophisticated. Map get learn param, that's okay. Yeah, so maybe what I will do, I can actually create, I guess, my own parameter that will fix that. Yeah, so what I could do, oh, here you go. Huh, I already created this. onLearn. Oh, I did this already. Huh, that's funny. I'm just double doing work. I didn't need to do this onLearn because I've done this already. I just need to do map learn. Not this one. Oh, so just map create learn param. Okay, so I've done this work already in a better way. Create learn param. On map. Okay, this is what I needed. So I've already done this work. Huh, that's funny. Okay, let's see if this works better. What this should do is when I assign something new, it should this already tests. It does exactly what I did before, but it clears. Let's do assignment clear here. Assignment clear. So this first clears the previous assignment. So let's have map here. Learn. I'm gonna click C1. Oh, you see, this cleared C1, right? Let's do another C1. This clears the other C1. Right, that's better. I think I'm still allowed to have multiple of them here with the drag. I don't love that. I need a way to kind of calibrate it so that it doesn't reach that position. Okay, but this is better. So let's so this is like EON-Arp connected learn parameter to buttons on the map. So this is some progress forward, I guess. Next, I am going to I want to add this clear all button. That thing should exist. So that is on the row. No, it's in the pop-up. Here it is, clear all. So I should have what am I doing here? Maybe I can use this chance to clean up something else. Here I have a row. The row takes the entire state. There's no reason to give it the entire state, right? Let's just pass assignments or the MIDI map. So let's just pass MIDI DSP MIDI map to use. Explicitly ask for the map here, map to use. Not that. That. Better. Good. Now, let's go to this thing that creates a map. I probably don't need the full access to state. Here I can just ask for MIDI map to use. This is my map. Oh, this does need the state because this. Okay, I can pass the UI state, I guess. So DSP UI state UI2. So let's store that. I don't need the full access to my state. Storing it here. This also needs to be in the parameters. Okay. This I would need. This can take the map, and this should also probably take the map. I'll need to think about this. This is an interesting. This is going to be take an interesting solution. So let's wait with that. Next prev reset. I wouldn't comment this out just for a second until I find a better solution for this. This should stop compiling because I've asked for something that I'm not giving this object when I'm instantiating it. Gonna have a proper mic stand here. I'm not happy with the distance of this thing. I'm not able to just sit down on my chair as I'm used to. Okay. Okay, I remove this thing. Let's make the clear all thing also be connected while I'm at it. So the pop-up needs clear. I think this does exactly what it's supposed to. So let's also do here assignment.clear. Okay. Yay, look at this being cleared. So nice. Oh, nice. Learn something else. Okay. This is really cool. This works so well. Okay, that's good. So, EON-Arp connected. Learn all in mini map. How's everyone doing, by the way? Sorry if I've been pretty focused on getting some work done. I've not looked so much at the chat. Let me know if you have any questions. You know what? I will take a 2-minute break and come back ASAP. I'm back. Hi everyone. How are you doing? Oh, I used to have glasses. That's better. That is better. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to find a way to make sure the state is now saved, right? That's the thing that's missing. There's this thing here about saving it as a preset. I'm not sure I want to do that. I might remove this for now. I'll talk to Or about this when he wakes up. We'll see what to do with this about this. So yeah, but I'll keep this the way this is for now. So I just want to now talk about having this be serialized. So the way I'm doing this usually is so I need to implement this serialize function that handles both loading and saving. So I need to do something like this: serialize reflector. Okay. So add. Okay, and then what I'm doing now is probably not perfect because I'm going to need some handling with this for people who have old presets that did not have the MIDI map. So I want to default to the old MIDI map, I think, for older presets, or at least for older sessions. I need to think about that. Maybe I will do yeah, that's an interesting question. What I might do with because I want to make sure that the plugin is compatible with anyone who's had it in previous versions. Yeah, so I need to figure out what to do. This is actually a very important topic, which we will address right now. But first of all, I'm just doing the serialize thing, and then in the plugin state, I am going to go to MIDI map. Sorry, go to state. There's a big serialize version for the state itself. Here you go. There's already a bunch of things here that are only loading if it's a session. Maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just do that so that MIDI configs are only loaded in a new session. I think that would be good. Let's work with this. I think it's a good idea. So only if it's a session, load the MIDI map. And even then, I need to make sure that this isn't. I need to make sure this isn't running over people with an older version of the plugin. But I think this is a good scheme for the MIDI map. Yeah, and otherwise, if it's a new instance, just load the default. That makes sense. You know what? I'll do this not conditionally, just to test that I'm doing saving correctly and incorrectly. Then I will load this. I'll add this back into here. So let's see if this works. What I'm expecting is that now changing presets would make the MIDI mapping jump. Oh, serialize. Okay, and GUI mapping. What's GUI mapping? Oh, it's not mapping. It's MIDI map. Okay. So really, what I've just did is I've added these functions that connect with my serializing library, and those help the state get saved and loaded into the preset format of the plugin, basically. So the idea is that if I'm this and if I'm switching, let's make another map here. Do some crazy map. Let's save this. Let's call this something like test MIDI. So now when I change it, oh, this might not load the old one, and I know this might keep the weird preset. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna close this. So I need something that defaults. Something that defaults somehow in case this never existed. I think this will be a good start. So I need to yeah, so what I can do is I'll make a function here that says reset to default. And this is going to be the same function I called from the constructor. And then I can do that on the load on the serialize function. I could use that if it's loading, first load the default, reset to default, and that would mean that I should see a jump to the default state of the white keys if I'm just loading an old preset. And then I will, once I see this part is working, I'm going to improve that so that we should be able to. Yes, this is the default map. No, it's not the default map. Hey, that's not good. Okay, it's not loading. Let's see why. That gets cold. Wait, what's going on here? Did this? It did not tell me that it's loading. That is weird. How is that possible? Oh, there's also a save operation here, but why wasn't there a load? That's interesting. Click this. I got a load. Here's my load. It did go in here. Oh, because the load never got in here because there's nothing to load, because that didn't exist. Because MIDI didn't exist. Okay, so I need a fallback on this anyway. This is actually a good chance to improve my library with this information, right? Yeah, because I want because what this does, this is going to look for the MIDI tag in the JSON and says, well, it's not found, so it's going to so maybe I need to return false from this, or return a bool from this. Probably can do that. Let's have a bool here. Bool. It's going to be a fun change. It's going to be across probably a few different places in the library. So bool, a child. So what I should be doing here is something like if ref add child, or if not, if you were not able to load it, then MIDI map reset to default. And I can then remove this altogether. Hello B13R7. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining my stream where I'm doing some updates to EON-Arp. Oh, I think this should just be returned true. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I am doing well. I'm here working on our plugin EON-Arp, which some people know. Just adding a few features to it and a few bug fixes. What I'm doing now is I'm adding the way to modify the MIDI map for the pattern input, so that people can do MIDI learn and learn their own MIDI schemes instead of using the built-in scheme. What I just did was I added an option to my serializing library to report if adding a child, basically if it existed, right? But it means that if a preset was loaded which did not have this value, I wanted to switch to some default behavior, like for example, say, well, you did not load a MIDI map, then I'm going to reset your MIDI map to the default of how it's been in previous versions, because that element did not exist in older presets. Good. So that loaded the default preset C, D, E, F, G, and then let's go to test MIDI. Here you go. This is my weird preset. Let's go to something else. Good. It's back to normal. Now, there's only one thing that I need to do to have this fixed, which is I need, or to have this completed, I guess. I want to return this whole thing in here. And what that would mean is that all of this logic would only happen if I'm in a new session. So if I'm loading a session. The reason is I want that people who already have a session with the old plugin would just get the MIDI map. I also want people who change presets within the session to not have their MIDI map change. So for example, now when I'm loading this should not load this session, right? Because I'm in the same session, and the idea is that, you know, let's say I clear this, I should be able to keep the setting that I've set, none in this case. Then I want, so that only in a new session or in an existing session, like for example, let's say I'm going to map something here. Now I'm going to close this and reload this. This is essentially identical to loading a session. Now it's loaded, right? So this is what I meant to do. I wanted to do that so that if you explicitly set something here, that means that you will get what you set. But if you've never set it, you should only get the default. So let's save this. So I did two things. First of all, I went to the serializing library, made add child return a bool to be able to have the user inject a behavior for when a key doesn't exist. That's what it's doing. And then EON-Arp, I have added save load state to the MIDI map for sessions only. That is good. Okay, there is a question here. Can I ask you what is the best language for learning as a beginner in this domain? So that's a good question. I would say, if you want to make audio software and you want to, be involved in the, let's call it, professional community, I think you need to learn C++, just because this is what people are using in most programs that you're using, DAWs, plugins, etc. But also because this would be a way for you to look at other people's projects. Like, for example, if you're making plugins, you can go ahead and look at projects like Surge, Vital, libraries like Chalk, Juice. Like, you'll have all these materials that are really, really well done. And if you'll use another language, you'll be kind of on your own. Like, it'll be very difficult for you to interact with, what other people are doing. And I think this is the way to be more more connected. And there's no other languages that you can use to make plugins, but I think that you would still need to really learn C++ to be aware of the world. There's now things like Traction Engine, and there's all these great projects that are open source that are really high-end commercial projects that it'd just be so difficult to get anything done without reading how they solve things and how they made progress with their plugins. Someone else to notice is Jatin Chowdhury with Chow DSP, also unbelievable open source projects. Yeah. Just a second here. Okay. Can you hear me from sitting here? I'm trying to find a good angle for this microphone. Okay. So I'll finish the thing with a MIDI map, and okay, so next thing I need to do is those trigger modes. So let's explain trigger modes. Let's load the plugin. Okay, let me pause this AI generated music for a bit. Okay, so let's explain what's going on here and what it is that I'm trying to fix. Okay, let's just play a very basic pattern here. Let me clear the pattern. Let me draw some other pattern like this. It'll be a simpler pattern. Okay, that's good. So what I'm doing is that now when I'm holding, let's say I'm holding, let's make this slower, by the way. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so what happens is there's some mechanics that happens here into how EON-Arp detects what chord it should play at a given moment. And I'm actually going to compare this with other ARP because I wanted to add more modes to this. So what happens here, let's say I hold a C chord, right? Just let's play even a simpler pattern. So let me just do 2 notes, right? Okay, so if I'm just holding a C, you can see it immediately says, well, the detected chord is going to be C2, C3, C4, and if I'll have something going to the bottom, it's going to go lower to a C1. Now, if I'm going to have 2 notes in here, I'm going to hold C and G. Right? So it said it started with a C, then went down to an E, then went up to a C and E. Now I'm going to lift my finger from the E. Okay, that worked. So I wanted to think a little bit about this detection pattern, just because. Well, let me see if I can understand what other ARPs are doing. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to look at what the Ableton Live arpeggiator is doing, just for comparison. So I want to open. Let's open with that thing, MIDI effect arpeggiator. And after that, I will have analog. Okay. Oh, I need to make sure the sound goes up through my audio interface. Okay. Hopefully you can hear this. You know what? I'm not sure they're doing it so much differently than what we do. Maybe it's the same. I don't know why I thought it was different. They do have this hold button, which I'm about to add. Okay, that's interesting. The hold mode is interesting. Okay, so I think I need to implement hold mode. Ooh, do I hear myself in a weird? Is there a weird effect on my voice now? I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think I need to implement this hold mode. I thought I had to implement like a hold mode altogether, a hold like detection mode, but maybe I just need to do hold. Maybe that's good enough, right? Let's take a look. So I'm going to start with this hold mode. I think this is going to be the simplest to do. This would be, I think this is missing from EON-Arp currently. So hold, and I probably then would need to also add it to MIDI learn or something. I don't know. Let's see how this works currently. Yeah, so currently there's this thing called a chord processor that actually detects to see if yeah, so this detects to see if to see how it should treat a chord. Like it kind of looks at what's being played and tries to detect what should be implemented on the ARP. So it's basically a separate processor from the part that plays the pattern. It's just something that detects kind of what chord is it at a given moment and outputs that to the next processor. Yeah, so currently what it does is that it looks at the notes that are being played. It just adds it on note on and removes it on note off. And I think hold mode is something that needs to work kind of on top of that, because it needs, if I understand hold mode correctly, it needs to only switch the chord when your hand gets completely lifted. I believe that's the case. So I need to help at that. So one way to handle this is, I guess, similar to a sustain pedal. Right? Like similar to a sustain pedal, basically. So that I would add notes and they would still be in the chord. I think that's what the Ableton thing does. Right? I think what they do is that I'm going to lift a finger. Let's inspect what they do again. I want to make sure that I know what I'm doing. I think what they're doing is that when I'm lifting a finger, they don't change the chord until they detected that I've lifted all of my fingers. Let's see if I'm correct with this, or maybe they're just handling a little different. Let's see if I can understand that. So instruments, analog. Okay, so can I make this slower so I'll have an easier time understanding? Okay, so now I've lifted my fingers. It kept holding, so it's basically very much like a sustain pedal. When I played something else, it changed the chord. Right? Okay, now there's two notes. I'm adding a third note. I did add that. I'm lifting up a finger, and it was not lifted. It still plays that third note. Lift up the second finger, it's still there. Lifting up the first finger, it's still there. Okay, so if I understand correctly, what hold does is that hold will just ignore note offs for this recalculation, and then whenever I get an interesting phone call. I'm going to go back on the new